Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to be talking about Raptor drones and what they are. The MQ-9 Raptor, also known as Predator B, they keep changing those names for some reason. Again, is it for legal requirements? Perhaps, I don't know. Raptor, I have seen some of the engines, Raptor engines up there. There might be reasons because they have changed it. Perhaps it might be done by the same, or at least at some point was done by one team who have developed some of those engines, perhaps for taking shuttles up to the orbit. Is some of the engines that I was looking at. Perhaps that has something to do with that. Either way, Predator B is or Raptor is a unmanned aerial vehicle UAV. Even that we keep changing names for unmanned aerial vehicles. We keep changing names for those. I'm not entirely sure, but I have requested a lot of documents recently to understand. So I don't know if I have covered that already or not. Just to understand what would be requirements of space of operating any of those vehicles, and they have sent me long list of documents that I have to fill in and some training depending on what territory you are in. You might be required to do the same based on where you're looking to operate or where you're looking to if you're gonna build it, most likely you're gonna put it into use, right? But either way, so just what I'm trying to say is to follow local laws, and before doing anything, I would say understanding legal framework might be a good place to start. Drones are used primarily. This particular drone that I'm talking about is primarily used by the United States Air Force and other international military forces. It is a multi-role, long-endurance, remotely piloted aircraft that has been in operation since the early 2000s. So, so for a really long time, 20 years. So, side note, it might be better. So the pros and cons, I guess, for operating some of those unmanned aerial vehicles, and or why might be replacing pilots, or would perhaps the pilots being from operating from a distance. Would that be any machinery? Would that be airplanes? Would that be perhaps heavy machinery on the building sites? Instead of having people inside the machinery, might be a better choice of having people oversee that machinery, right? So it would be that's my overall projection of where industry is moving, right? So instead of having someone inside the machinery, right, in the back of machinery to protect that person, even better, take that person out of that machine, especially if there is a chance that the person can hurt himself by being inside, right? Or perhaps internet connection would be one of those problems, but either way. The MQ-9 Raptor is an evolution of the earlier MQ-1 Predator drone. It's interesting about perhaps doing a little bit more research and trying to understand the full process of how they came up with that particular design. I have done it and myself in the reduction in how big those planes need to be, as well as some of the costs. Some of those planes can cost up to 40 million. So perhaps replacing need or some of the technical requirements, what will be required to manufacture those. There's a perhaps cost reduction there that could potentially be covered a lot easier instead of having perhaps one plane. Some of the governments out there can afford to have a number of UAV planes. If the cost would be, I don't know, 40k, even 40k seems unreasonable. No, no. Depending how what kind of technology you want to put inside the intellectual property, that might cost a lot comparing to some of the phone manufacturers, which are paying a lot of intellectual property rights. Perhaps that's a lot of cost, but overall in material costs, I'm not entirely sure where the cost will come from. That's my own understanding. Let's take a look at key features and capabilities of the MQ-9 Raptor. That would be role. The Raptor is primarily used for intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, and armed combat missions. It is capable of carrying out deploying various weapons, making it suitable for both intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and strike missiles. Perhaps it's worth mentioning myself or this channel do not condone any violence, so it's not something that perhaps myself are interested in. But yeah, it's perhaps worth mentioning for people out there who doesn't know that what's good and what's bad. Endurance, one of the distinguished features of the MQ-9 is its long endurance. It can remain airborne for extended periods or often exceeded 20 hours, which makes it well suitable for surveillance and reconnaissance missions. Right, that explains a lot. That's something I was interested in, as well as they do have a number of different interesting projects within the US in particular, where they have one of the projects that reach out to one of the teams out there who has some of the unmanned area vehicles have a chance of doing interesting things with the overall wings of UAVs. So perhaps there's money within the space. I'm not entirely sure, but there are a lot of opportunities, if anything. Armament. The Raptor can carry a variety of munitions, including Hellfire missiles, laser-guided bombs, and other precision-guided munitions. This gives it the ability to engage and destroy ground targets. Sensor payload. The drone is equipped with a variety of sensors, including synthetic adaptive radar, electric, optical, and interference cameras, and other sensors which provide with comprehensive situation awareness capabilities. By the way, if I can access this information, I'm very interested what and they've been doing it for over 20 years, somewhere close to 20 years. So perhaps all the industry has evolved to the point. Where is it about 8 years? So perhaps information that I'm sharing right now within this video is old, about 8 years old, perhaps 10 years old. So some of the things that some of the unmanned area vehicles can do now, and what information I can access in my house is to all just worth noting. Communication. It operates with satellite data link, allowing it to be controlled remotely from the ground control station, often located thousands of miles away from the aircraft. Altitude. The MQ-9 Reaper can operate at altitudes of up to 50,000 feet or 15,000 meters, which provides it with broader perspective and the ability to monitor large areas. Remote piloting. It is remotely piloted by operators on the ground who are responsible for both flying the aircraft and operating in various sensors and weapon systems. For people who are interested in and looking to begin somewhere, I have published a course of where to begin and how to become more productive, more effective than thinking about certain areas in life. I have highlighted 12, in particular 12 different areas which I personally believe are important for the people out there to focus on those particular areas to improve themselves as well as to become more effective. Most of those lessons I had to learn myself instead of learning, sitting in a school. So nobody teaches you in school time management skills, and nobody teaches you finance management skills and how to set goals, how to structure your routines, prioritizing tasks. Nobody teaches you that, so it's something I had to learn myself, as well as I'm looking to share with you who are interested. You can find it in the description below, as well as perhaps reaching out to me if you have any questions or anything. The MQ-9 Raptor has been used in various military operations, including counter-terrorism missions and area surveillance. It plays a crucial role in modern military strategies and has been employed by several nations beyond the United States. Uh, Overall, it's very interesting technology. If anything, I'm very interested, but I'm not entirely sure how hard it is to enter this kind of market. I know the top companies within the market, one of them being Lockheed Martin, is something worth covering within perhaps future video. Thanks for watching. Let's see you in the next one.